days. So if you possibly can, stay put and keep listening to BBC Wiltshire. Now we're going to talk about crop circles. All this week we've been doing that. We've given you a closer look at the circles, and whatever you think about them, however they got there, who put them there or why, they do really make an impact here in Wiltshire, don't they? Now BBC Wiltshire's Stephanie Bell has been speaking to people all this week to try and find out for you some of the history of crop circles and how the farmers are managing them now. You are going to hear from some farmers now who've had experience of finding a crop circle on their land, and we're going to have a look at the approaches for you that they take in trying to manage what can be a challenging situation for everyone. We'll start with Polly Carsoon, whose farm Eastfields became famous in 1999.
There had been a few crop circles in the area, and I'd actually said to my husband, "Oh, this isn't fair. Why can't we have one?"
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had this, and we were told about it and went up to have a look at it, and obviously you can imagine, totally blown away. Didn't know what to do. My husband and I talked about it. Kind of decided that it was a bit like having Stonehenge in your back garden. We really had to allow people to come in, or at least view it. And what we did was we put signs up to say, could you please view this from the hill opposite? Unfortunately, people didn't only take the sign down, they took the fence down that the sign was on, and thousands of people started to arrive and go into the crop circle.
Almost 30 years on, how has the situation changed?
Historically, people have randomly wandered all over the land to see a crop circle uninvited. Not surprisingly, this has caused problems within the farming community, to the extent that they will actually cut these things out, which is a disaster from our point of view, and it's from the farmer's point of view, it's a complete waste of time and money.
Back in 2012, the farmers of the Pusey Vale decided altogether to cut them out straight away. Many farmers regard crop circles as vandalism. And if they are man-made, I totally agree, it's vandalism. And they don't want it in their field.
Farmers, generally speaking, especially in Wiltshire, are basically battle-weary. They're damaged, and quite rightly. I would be. If I had people invading my territory for what amounts to about sort of over 35 years now, I would feel the same.
Yet there are some farmers who have realised that they can turn the crop circles to their advantage. James Hussey, who owns the farm at Hackpen Hill, is one of those. His farm is renowned for crop circles. As I interviewed him, a busload of tourists arrived from France to see the formation that's there right now. His approach is to accept that people will enter the farm regardless, so he took the decision to be proactive in the management of it. He now charges visitors at the gate, and the hundreds of pounds raised goes to the charity Brighter Futures.
The perception of a lot of the farming fraternity is quite anti-crop circles. There is damage to the crops. I would think the one we've got here, I did a bit of an estimate, and I think we're probably £80 to £100 worth of crop that has been damaged. Unfortunately, crop circles and farming seem to clash. I'm quite happy to open the formation, but what I want to try and do is minimise the collateral damage that happens of people walking in.
Paul Jacobs and his organisation, Core Group Initiative, or CGI, camp out at the property to help manage the traffic and to collect the money.
If Paul wasn't here, this just would not be working. The circle would not be open for people to come and view it. It's wonderful. We've got guest book, and the comments from the people from all around the world, they're just so appreciative of being able to go in there, and part of them you can hear the little clink of the money.
I dreamt up this idea in 2011 to provide a people, land and traffic management service completely free. And the farmers, where we've used it with the farmers that we've helped, they have been absolutely delighted with the service. And so the visitors as well, because I think the visitors feel far more secure because they don't have the worry of an upset farmer coming along and shouting at them.
Actually, I thought it was for the farmer But then I saw it was from something else, but it doesn't matter. I think it's very nice, and I think people are very nice to be there and to also maybe to give us information. I think it's very good.
If you had found out this on a website and if you had seen that the farmer didn't want people in here, would you have come in?
No, it's not respectful. But the cooperation with the cancer, and that's a beautiful thing to do.
So you didn't mind having to pay a little bit to come in?
No, not at all.
I think it's humanitarian cause, so it's no problem. And I think it's very important for the farmers, as a farmer's daughter, as I am. So I understand, and I think it's no problem. You pay for a museum, you pay for cinema.
On the other hand, Monique Klinkenberg from the Netherlands has launched a website and Facebook page to try to keep the public informed about the formations and whether the farmer on whose property the circle is on is open to visitors.
I know quite some farmers, and I have a contact with the police and the National Farming Union, who say, okay, it's this land, you can reach this farmer there and there. So I'll try to send him a message or phone him or even go to his door. And that's not an easy thing, to be honest, because it's bad. I'm bringing bad news. There are large problems for the farming community, and there are many farmers who don't want people in their field, which is so understandable. And there is no system or whatever who regulates it. So I started a few years ago with doing this. So I start to communicate, to contact a farmer immediately if I hear anything about a crop circle, and then I ask whether he would like to consider if it's accessible, and then I communicate it on the website and the Facebook page.
Although the approaches taken by Paul and Monique are different, both are passionate about helping the farmers and keeping the circles accessible and safe for everyone.
That's Stephanie Bell, who was looking into crop circles for you and listening to a lot of international voices. There really is a massive international interest in crop circles, brings a lot of tourists to the county. It also causes a lot of damage in the farmers' fields. I have a confession to make. I do have, let's say I'm related to someone who had a little to do with crop circles once, but I don't think I'm allowed to say any more than that, or he'll kill me.